Well, howdy there, everyone. Welcome to Man-O-Rama. Tonight, we're talking about public speaking and how that can be nerve-wracking for some guys, like me and like some other people. But here, we're going to actually dive in on how to actually improve and so you're not nervous. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome everyone to the 92nd episode. I always want to say 92nd annual. This isn't the Oscars, Jesus. Uh, yeah. So welcome. We're gonna talk about public speaking, something I actually struggle with quite a bit. Surprising, someone who does a show struggles with that. I think that a lot more people struggle with that than anything, and it's just nerves. But here we go. If the rest of the guys want to join in, you're more than welcome to talk, or it could just be me for the next 2 hours. I don't care.
Must have.
We're gonna go around the table. There's some new people on the show tonight. Very happy to have them here. Tom, how's your week been?
Busy as all heck. Here, I'm going to showcase the world. I've developed a calendar, and I'm looking to if any photographer out there, the print is different than screen, so I got to redo the whole bloody thing. But I got a calendar hopefully for sale and my poem book for sale. So
There you
I'm
go.
keeping busy, and hopefully on a TV set come Friday. Fingers crossed. So I'm just trying to get my life going as an artist, and it's not easy. I'll tell you that much. Holy crap, it's not easy. But I don't give up. I'm stubborn.
There you
So
go.
that's about it.
Just
Very good.
one day you're just gonna snap and you're gonna be like, I made a Speedo calendar of just me. No one else, just me.
Nobody wants to see that.
All right, Mr. February.
That's true.
No, yeah, I mean, I'll do boudoir shoots with other women, yes, and I'll definitely do that calendar. That's really studio set.
Ed Ordy, how's your week been?
You know what? Okay, it's been a mixed bag. It was pretty awesome. This weekend, I got to work over 11,000 feet doing some contract work for the Forest Service, and just a commanding view of the valley. A little bit of smoke from Southern California obscured any cool pictures I may have taken. But then on that same day, I wrenched my back hardcore. So I'm on light duty this week, which means basically I just drive somebody else around to do my job for me. So take that how you will.
So you're driving Mr. Daisy is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. That's
Oh,
it all depends because I'm still training too. So it's like I'll have one guy driving me around and he's driving Miss Daisy, or I'm driving around my helper and they're Miss. Either way,
you should wear a tuxedo. Open the door. Construction guys.
I'll get one of those
really hate
tuxedo
that.
T-shirts and
Yeah, the t-shirt one, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
start.
Other than
messing
that,
with-
no. I mean, we're starting to get cool again up here. I think the ball soup season has officially ended. So it was fucking 80 and beautiful today.
And Vincent, how was your week?
Oh, absolutely.
I said that very
capital.
seductively. I
Yes,
think I
you
say
did.
that oddly to you only because you're always like, yes.
Yes.
See, now he's gonna bitch about me stealing his answer.
Yeah, you motherfucker. You stole my answer. No. My week was absolutely capital, my man. Absolutely
Nice,
capital.
nice.
Just everything's going my way, and I'm for once, and I'm digging it. Don't know how long the ride's gonna last, but I'm gonna ride it like I stole it.
Until Ordy steals your idea, then
And then I'm gonna have to go hunt him down. Even though I don't know what he looks like, I will find him.
he's gonna
I'd
wear
like to welcome you all to the
tuxedo
Ordered
shirt.
Backward Project.
He's gonna wear a tuxedo shirt. He looks
And he's-
Amish.
And he's gonna be driving somebody around because he's
Just
on
make sure
light
you
duty.
put contact with a K, otherwise it won't actually be theft.
And John Brendel, how's your week been?
Oh, it's been interesting, trying to find somebody to work on my transmission. And I finally stood up for myself after 40 years against the parasitic woman who wouldn't go away. She shows up every few years and wants to get back together, and it's like, no. And I always end up giving in. So this week I've finally sent her the text. In fact, you'll love this. Let me find it here real quick. Where the hell did it go? Oh, I won't use her real name. But name, I cannot meet with you today or ever again. After much consideration and consultation with friends, I have determined that I cannot and will not have you in my life again. We have nothing good to offer each other except pain and stress. I'm sorry for this, and I wish you the very, very best in life. And I left it at that. Nothing mean, nothing cruel, but direct and to the point.
I wish you success in your continued endeavors. That's That's a good tagline.
No.
Dictated,
Yeah.
not read.
Or me,
Mm-hmm.
or if it was me, shut the fuck up.
Try that. Didn't work. But
No,
without
I would
going
give-
into a lot of detail, it's been a long time coming.
Oh,
Just
we've,
text
all
her
right.
the Halo
we,
clip. This
we've all
my
been there,
God,
brother.
people talking?
We've all been there. I've been married 3
Mhm.
fucking times. I know.
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, I was never that crazy. You know,
Well, I'm always
I
on the
learned from
lookout.
everybody else's mistake.
I am always on the lookout for a future ex Mrs. Charles. So
Mm. And another new guy, Rick. How's your week been?
Busier than a one-legged man in a butt kicking contest, but I'm here.
Awesome.
That's an imagery that I'm never gonna forget.
You're welcome. I'm pretty good at that. I am
Yeah.
not the Bob Ross of mental images like my good friend Amish, but I'm close.
Ordy can put an image in your head; it'll never leave.
It's a
But-
calling.
Yeah.
It's a gift.
It's
It's a curse.
it's also a curse.
But you were
also
right
floor
before
wax.
you got cut off. You were saying something about P. Diddy, I think, or I'm
Wait.
just hearing things.
Yeah,
Anyways.
you're
I think you're hearing things because I don't think I heard
I
it.
think I am. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think so.
But my week's been good. It's been a blur. This month I've been in charge of in my house all the cooking and meal prepping. I'm gonna say this right now. Planning a whole month of meal prepping is exhausting. But the kitchen's clean. Someone who comes from a cooking background, that kitchen's clean.
Don't you have a wife?
Yes. But you know what? I
Okay.
was like, I'm going to give it a shot. And she even said, she goes, how about you come up with some ideas? And I was like, you know what? Cool. All it is pretty much meat. Maybe like one corn. Like
a few sprigs of parsley.
Yeah.
Meat.
Color.
Meat. Pasta. Maybe like half a bowl of soup and then meat. Have I got to 31 days yet? I don't know. So we went to Costco
You're
2
safe
weeks
there.
ago and we got a huge thing of steaks and I cut them up into pieces. I got steaks of different sizes. Like, yeah.
Dude, always
You're gonna
buy the
have
loin.
protein
Always
bites.
buy the loin. It's cheaper that way. And then just cut up as many as you want and just fucking eat beef all goddamn month.
Mm. So I just got an update. Rendell has some power issues right now. He's going to try to get it back on. So that's why he popped out. I was wondering why. But he let me know. So yeah. Yeah, so we're going to get into the next one of my favorite subjects. It's getting a little so I'll just get to it right now. And see, the problem is when I get into conversations, it's really hard for me to jump in and out of different things. Here we go, guys.
Twitter.
Yeah. I've understood that, or understand. Speaking of public speaking, if you guys haven't figured out, my vocabulary and my grammar is like a shot in the dark of not good. That's why. So yeah, this episode is going to be very interesting for me.
I can
But-
imagine you as a kid during Halloween. Trick or trout. Oh, it's the Ranker Steve kid. Let's give him another fish.
Okay. Somebody's already snorted on air. This is going to be a great night.
Anyways,
Hey,
you're not wrong.
Steve's already given Vince the California howdy.
I'm like, clink.
Not while I'm trying to take a drink. Ow.
Yeah. So here we like to go into. It's more of make fun of the tweets, comments, and stuff, but also give help of, hey, this is actually how you should approach this. So we're giving some good advice on this, but at the same time, we're just gonna roast you.
Oh,
It's bound to happen. So here's the other rule. Just because we don't be that guy doesn't mean all of us are off the hook. No. Tom, I'm looking at you, Mr. I was sent for Tom McDonald. You don't do simping. You don't really necessarily simp for Tom McDonald. You like flood. It's like you have your once a month moment.
I like to VJ everybody. Like I wanted to work
everything.
on much music, actually, believe it or not.
Yeah.
As a VJ, and I just show a bunch of music. Some days it'll be grinds, that and Tom and whatever else I'm listening to that night. I'll share.
But if anyone ever sees us simping, screenshot it and send me at rancorsteve, or you can email me at rancorsteve@gmail.com. Or if you find me simping, good luck. But if you do, please do it, and then we can all roast me for it. But
you are issuing a clear invitation to the dance.
good
floor.
luck.
I will find you simping.
Guess what? Good luck.
I have a very specific set of skills.
Oh, you do have Pokemon talk a lot about her, but anyway. No.
But I'm not talking. That's different. All right. So here is an image of, speaking of Pokemon. I found this off of Google Images. This person, this is pretty weird. But if this isn't how your Christmas tree looks, why?
No, if this isn't how your Christmas tree look, be fucking thankful, because fucking.
Here's my question, guys.
What the fuck?
Here's my question. It's not even about. We'll get to the image, because that's a lot of. That's like 2 episodes of we need to dissect that. But here's the thing. Why do people on Twitter, YouTube have the weirdest names? Anyways,
Because all the good ones are taken.
Yeah.
True.
you're not that creative. Mm.
No, I am, but you know,
Yeah, I'm
Well,
creative as well.
in Amish's defense, all of his cool names have been suspended.
there's that too.
But what do you guys see the problem with this image? Not with what she said. Forget what she said. It's the image.
It's just.
Somebody has somebody buried in their backyard or chained in their basement. Like
No. This is Norman Bates level crazy. That woman, that chick is up in the attic. Just
yeah, okay, yeah, true. The attic. That's always the
This
best.
person
place.
has a dozen Barbie doll heads in their microwave at any given moment.
Mm.
Yeah.
She's in the well in the basement of the house, and this guy's doing the tuck, dancing to Goodbye Horses.
2 weeks in a row, we got a Goodbye Horses reference. That's fantastic.
Diego said, "Bro, her cookies suck, and they're $40. $40? I know. Wait.
for $40. Are we sure we know which cookie?
Wait, hold up. What do you mean by cookies?
Well, remember the other one was selling her own bathwater for $30 just for water she sat in.
So does she like bake cookies with like her own like vaginal squeezings or something?
But hold up. Does she mean cookies as hey, or cookies as you can eat?
Well, you can eat. I mean,
Embrace the power of and. Sorry, Amish, I stole it.
You give it back, you filthy whore.
Anyway, so we're gonna go down the path of weirdness right here. Let me see if it can show up all the way. Yeah, I can't. Oh no, I can't all the way. But here we go. Because our faces are in front of it. This woman's posting their L's online. Here, this is funny. I forget what this video is, but it's what the guy said. There's a phrase I hate most. This post sucks. She's a queen. guys.
Okay, well, at least he
Queen of
spelled
what?
queen
Double
correctly and not KWEEN.
Yeah, we're gonna give
Yeah.
some credit for that, but who the
So
fuck even is
he gets
that?
half credit. Yeah, he gets half credit for that.
I mean, what is she the queen of? A double wide trailer?
No, it's okay. So I've
The-
always said this
The
on.
queen of the spit roast. That's what it is.
Yeah, I've always said this
The
on the
Eiffel
show
Tower.
that
She was
The only
hot to a
time-
girl before hot to a girl was cool.
yeah. The only time you ever say queen is if you're married, because that you're giving your wife a nickname or your whoever you're married to, you're giving them a nickname. That's fine. If you're dating or single, for the love of everything, don't say she's a queen,
No, exactly.
because that means she's a whore.
The only time somebody said it in the chat, the only time I'm saying Queen is let's listen to some Queen because Freddie was awesome. But
Yeah,
the only time I'd say that, yeah.
I just
You're
thought
calling
that
it
phrase.
He does
Queen
want to live
and-
forever.
No, it's
Mm.
If you're calling a
She-
chick a
she-
queen, she's
she
been
wanted
tap on
me-
in your home screen.
she wanted me to color princess, so I married her off to a border prince to secure my western border.
All right, so we're going to get to the next one. I don't know if you guys can read this, but I'll read it. Let me shrink it down a little bit. And then, okay, here we go. On Tinder/Bumble, when you've been married for almost 10 years, you don't know what these apps are at all.
Or
At
if you're
all.
over 50.
Or over 50, yeah. I get about 2 matches a month. I don't know why he did some quotation thing or something. He goes,
Yeah.
I swipe everyone right.
That shows you're interested in him. Even I know that.
Yeah. On
Yeah.
Match/OKC. For a second, I thought he goes Match and then Oklahoma City, the NBA team.
It's
I was like, this guy sounds like he's in my neighborhood, and now I have to go find him.
it's okay.
And then-
Cupid. It's a dating site.
Okay, cool. I literally thought it was the NBA team. I was like, you're just swiping for the NBA team? All right. Hey, whatever you want to swing, you swing. I send out over 100 messages a month. God. I might get 2 responses back total. Very disappointing. Guys, what is
Okay,
the
see,
ever living
with this guy, what his problem is, he's sending out over 100 messages a month on websites that are primarily geared towards women.
Yeah.
Women get the discounts, women get all these messages free. Guys have to pay for all of it. So this guy's forking money over at the ass. And if he's not getting the responses that he wants to, then he needs to go to church and find a good woman.
He's
Hey,
probably
Troy.
copy pasting a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Hey, Troy,
Well-
try Grinder, you just
And most of these sites, isn't Tinder and Bumble more of a hookup site than a dating site?
I
Just,
don't
yeah.
know.
just looking to get some, It's like their sites are directed more for women too, because it's women that really can choose what they want. The guys are like, yeah.
But dude,
I
back in
just
the day,
love
man,
the fact that there was a bleep button. That was glorious.
I wasn't sure if language was allowed, so I brought my own bleeper. Just
I
okay.
you
language
know
is
what? I
allowed.
think it's funny. I like it. Use it. You can say almost pretty much everything you possibly can, but depending on what
We are
YouTube's
on YouTube,
guidelines
but
is, yeah.
Dirty words you can't say on Tinder.
Which is But here's my issue is this guy is very desperate
He just wants
on
to
a
get
level.
Desperation is the worst cologne.
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing
Here-
is, though,
here's
Please
what I'll
reply to
say.
me.
okay, go ahead.
Don't send 100 messages a month.
No.
Don't. Here's the thing. Don't go on these dating apps. Go actually, this is what you should do. I'll say this right now. If the best way to pick up a chick is actually hang out with other dudes to get your confidence up, to build it up, and then they'll be like, hey, go talk to that girl. Go talk to the girl. Because here's the thing I've learned. If you say no, and they'll be like, what, are you gay? And then you're gonna end up going because it's like, dude, I don't want to be gay. I'm just gonna go and talk to the lady.
There is no pressure like peer pressure. But yeah, meeting
it
people
works.
in meet space is far superior than doing it online anyway.
Yeah.
The only thing I'd say with this is if this is somebody who wants to hit it and never see them again. If you're in a group, that's awkward because you might see them again.
Well,
If
look
here-
at his profile picture.
Actually,
That's the other problem.
he looks
Turn
like
the
a
light
serial
on.
killer. What the heck?
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to the last one. Okay, this one.
Oh,
God.
Oscar.
Yes. You made it
Oscar.
your point. I made it last. I wish
Oh.
everyone who didn't cheat on me a good evening, because Thomas the Train doesn't like Michael Moore right now. I wish everyone who didn't cheat on
Waiting
me
for that check.
continue. I wish everyone who didn't cheat on me a good evening. Heart emoji. No, actually, I wish her good evening too, because I still love her a lot. Guys,
Yeah, because
Oh,
she apparently still has his penis in her purse.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
It's not-
first,
Keeps it
And
in
look
a
at that.
nice Crown Royal bag.
the live, laugh, and prosper aspect, wearing a mask inside of his own apartment by the looks of it, or something like what?
Obviously alone.
Yeah. It's like what?
I wonder if he has his hand like that, can he jerk off still? Can you? I'm trying to do the Vulcan thing and trying to make a fist.
I'm gonna make that your homework. You can report back next week and tell them if it worked.
No, I can report back now. It ain't gonna work. 'Cause I can't get my finger.
well, okay, so here's the problem I have with
Okay,
this.
everybody who just checked, raise your hand.
Yeah.
But do it with the Vulcan thingy.
Right.
I just said,
You know what I do? If I ever meet a Star Trek fan, I'll just do this. I'll be like, may the force be with you.
It's like,
Yeah.
dude, I love Doctor Who.
Dr. What? No, the problem I have with this is one, like Tom mentioned, is wearing a mask. If you're still wearing a mask at what does it say the date? It does not say the date this was made. Here's the thing. This is a prime like level 10 of simping. Because here's the problem he did. He goes, I wish everyone who didn't cheat on me a good evening. You know what? That's okay.
Oh, dude,
It's like-
who said that in the chat? Janos Poha. Oh man, why am I drippings with goo?
So the first part before you get to the heart emoji, it's fine. It's like, hey, it's kind of like, you know what? I forgive you guys. Live your life, whatever. Okay, that's how I took it. Then he goes into this whole entire weird story. It's like you're watching a movie, part 1, cool. And then you skip part 2 and you're like, wait, what? And then you're into part 3, the third act. No, actually, I wish her good evening too, because I still love her a lot. Here's the thing, guys. This guy got dumped because I had a TikTok video. I started a TikTok account and I made a video where I said liberal women want a conservative man. If Tyler Day is watching this, he can vouch for this. Or my neighbors, they can vouch for this. I actually took TikTok off because I thought they changed the privacy things. No, my wife's like, they didn't change it. I was like, damn it. I fell for the trap. But I had about 100 comments of women, liberal women, saying, you are wrong, you are wrong, you're wrong. And I had a bunch of dudes saying, this guy's this, da 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 da. Here's the thing. The guy definitely got dumped because he's wearing a mask. He looks like a guy who's a pushover. And women don't like that. Women want a man who has ideas, who has a plan. Hey, we're going to do this. Or if he's going to come up with a day, he's like, hey, in about 20 minutes, get ready. We're going on a date. I get it. Women need about 3 hours to get ready, however long you want to get ready. But women will eat that up. Like, wow, you have a plan? Cool. We're going to go. This guy doesn't look like he can plan anything whatsoever. And doing the Star Trek thing, buddy, like, if you like Star Trek, cool. Cut that shit out. Like, just no one wants to see you wearing a mask and doing fucking whatever this thing, whatever you want to call it, and live long and prosperous with the force be
I
with
gotta
you.
send that picture. I'm gonna send you
I know you're
something
gonna send me
Yeah.
something.
Okay, carry
But
on. I'm gonna send it.
that's the problem I have. It's like, don't simp. women don't want that. They want a man who goes, hey, we're this and this and this. Like, I talked to a buddy of mine. He's like very much a prepper type person, like survival type to the fittest kind of thing. And his wife is nothing like that. She's like, I got to go shopping. I got to do all these things. And I was like, well, what made you want to marry this guy? And she said, the fact that he had a plan. He knew what he wanted, and I was not going to get in the way of what he wanted. It was like, it's not necessarily his way or the highway kind of thing, but it's like, hey, we're going to do this. If we're going to move, we're going to move. She's like, you're going to protect me? Cool. You're a provider. I can dig that. That's what women want. None of these stupid, dinking little, ooh, I love you still,
like,
even though you broke up with me. Boo, 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 boo.
He's like Ralph Wiggum. He's like, so you like stuff?
Yeah, like what?
Please.
Vincent, that picture, there's somebody who thinks he's going to get an Orion slave girl and ends up with Kai Wynn.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'll get to the first question. Here we go. We'll split up this different segments because we got a fun segment coming up. So let me pull up the first question and then we'll dive into more. That's a funny picture.
It is.
I forgot to label these. That's what I think. See this? Here we go.
Now, as a person who used to work in a cosplay group raising money for charity, there is some girls that are into that kind of thing, geeky stuff, wanting to play games.
I imagine that they
them
are.
doing
I've
it.
just never met them.
See, here's the thing.
They're rare, but
I was a professional soldier for a number of years. Yeah, women like uniforms.
So,
which is why,
guys,
which is why I was married.
wear
every
a
time.
hard suit. Anyways,
to your point, Tom, I went to an EQ con once, and it was my wife's idea, and I got fucking mad dog the whole time we were there while I was dragging my jaw across the ground with all the cosplay.
oh yeah.
Especially when they introduced Dark Guild, because damn. Anyway.
Anyways, so we're gonna get to the first question, and then we're gonna get into the next segment, which is gonna be fun. My favorite segment.
Oh god.
So, what was your worst experience with public speaking, Vincent?
I've never had one, and I'm being completely honest. I've never had one. When I
Well,
was younger,
Lottie freaking dog for you.
no, I'm not bragging, but when I was younger, when I was in grade school, I started leaning heavily towards the performing arts, music, doing plays, performing and stuff like that. And I was able to shed any fears that I had at a fairly early age. We would, we weren't doing Shakespeare. We were doing, simple fucking school plays and stuff like that. But, you learn early on, if you have fears, they're going to go away.
Yeah.
Some people, it never goes away. But, fortunately for me, I wasn't that type. So I've never had any issues with getting in front of, and I've actually done this when I was in the service. I have actually been in front of an audience of 840 people and actually giving a presentation. I mean, it wasn't performing, but still, I had the PowerPoint behind me. I had the remote in my hand. I had the little laser pointer. It's like, and as you see here, blah, blah, blah. One of those boring meetings. And basically, that's how you have to look at it. Like, it's a job. So
Yeah.
do it to the best of your ability.
Yeah. Tom, you look like a guy who's nervous and talking in front of hundreds of people right now.
No, you're not. No, I'm similar to Vincent. I've never had many issues that I can remember. I used to sit in front of elementary. We used to do plays and just doing things. I also wanted to get in the arts as a young age, and we used to do Cheech and Chong skits. Me and my friend in elementary, just trying to get away with it, And then we do random stuff. And then I don't know if I told you, I wanted to train as a pro wrestler. And the little tricks I learned too, when you, as a pro wrestler, you got to learn to cut a promo. You have to talk, look in a mirror, watch yourself, cut a promo, boom, cut the promo on this, and boom, boom. And do I get nervous? Hell yeah. But I've been training from a young age because I've always wanted to be in the performing arts to an extent. So somehow, some way. So I don't remember ever. I've always been able to at least articulate and talk publicly. I used to teach assistant teacher at kindergarten. I would even read to the kids and do voices when you're reading to the kids and stuff. So I've always had that knack. I've never, to my knowledge, ever really screwed up or messed up. So it's just something I've always enjoyed doing. And it's awkward though. Don't be wrong. I'm comfortable with it. I've had to train myself to be comfortable, but I've just never messed up though, which luckily is, so far.
Ordy.
Yeah, this is going to kind of dovetail into an answer for another question we have later in the show. But my one and only bad speaking appearance was one that it was when I was running for senior class president. I was a write-in. I mean, it was a joke write-in, but I was going to play it up anyway. So I just got out there, just started fucking babbling about what I have no idea. And then realized I had, 100 students staring at me going, what? So, but that was about it. And the reason for that is because I didn't care about it. I was just it wasn't that I wasn't prepared or anything. I just couldn't give a shit. So I just got out there and just started talking shit and realized that it was embarrassing as fuck for myself.
Why do I imagine you going twirling towards freedom?
Had that episode been out yet, I probably would have. But no, I had a fantastic mohawk and a trench coat and Doc Martens when I was doing it, but still.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah. But no, it was really, that was it, because I had always wanted to be a DJ or a VJ. So, the back in the day when MTV was actually, about music.
When they played music.
So right.
Yeah,
They played music.
Yeah, I used to try to apply for
So
that.
that was my goal. So public speaking was something I had always worked on. Just my first chance of being out in front of a large group of people. I had no passion for it. So I completely bungled it.
Rick.
Well, I mean, for me, it's kind of a long story because when I was a kid, we did the whole, I was always reading well above my grade level. So I was the kid that didn't mind reading in front of the class. I did the plays. I did all the above. Then we started moving around in 6th grade. And then I did 4 years in 4 different schools and got picked on almost every single time because we moved across the country. And suddenly I had an accent because I used to talk a little bit like this. And I got made fun of for years. So it made me really self-conscious. Well, honestly, I had always, I won't say always, but around 16, I kind of started feeling like I was being called to the ministry. So I started gearing my high school classes and stuff towards that. I even decided to enroll in a junior college and was doing the 2-year degree to get the stuff out of the way cheap before I transferred to Oklahoma Baptist University, where I was going to finish my theology degree. And my worst public speaking experience ever was I flunked out of college because I wouldn't go to my public speaking class. I just quit. Like it was one, I was just going to take it at a smaller school, try to get it out of the way, and I never even made it into the class. I just stayed home. I got kicked out 6 months later because my mom was like, "I told you if you're not in college, you can't stay in my house anymore." And but yeah, that was probably my worst moment ever. But yeah, as far as the nerves and everything, one of the things that I have discovered after doing this now for going on 16 years, you're always nervous. When you're not nervous, you probably need to quit, because nerves is just energy you don't know what to do with yet. And as long as you point it in a direction, you can eventually, and it's like I saw somebody in the chat earlier, the more you do it, the better you get. I mean, I've run an entire agency. I've had to give talks at work. I've had to train people at work. So public speaking is part of your life. If you're talking on the phone, you're technically speaking in public, unless it's somebody that you know. I mean, and the irony is I now have more people listening to me on a daily basis than would have been in the class that I ran from because I was afraid to talk in front of them.
Yeah.
That's the irony.
No, it's because I know this one, everyone's going to have a different opinion and different view of it and stuff, which makes the show actually interesting. And for me, it's weird because I thought about this week and I was like, I'm hosting a show and it's like, I'm the worst at public speaking. I am. I have social anxiety still to this day. The first time I actually knew that I had it was I was in a drama class in college and I had to do a monologue and we had to take a section out of a play and I got partnered with a female and I was like, oh, this is going to suck. Like, man, this is going to suck. Like I can't memorize things very well. And she could tell I was not having it at all because I couldn't remember the lines. I was doing good if there's five or more people, I have social anxiety because I don't know how to interact. I'm going to say something real stupid or do something. I'm going to pluralize every singular word, like Wi-Fi's, internets, like, and people just go, "What?" I'm like, I just play it off. But it's when I was doing the little bit for acting class, the chick just walked up next to me. We were all like improvised. She goes, "Just kiss me." I was like, and then I just was like interacted. I was like, "What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Just kiss me." So I kissed her, like in How Did You Do in Play, and then even then she's like, "It'll be okay." And because she could tell I was not having it, my right arm starts shaking, like just start spazzing. And through that, I actually had to learn, hey, speak slowly and don't speak so fast. Just process everything. Clearly, I haven't learned that at all because, as you guys can tell, for almost 2 years.
Did they teach you to pronounce the consonants at the end of every word?
No, probably.
That helps. That helps a great deal.
It does. Even to this day, I struggle with talking to people. I'm not a good speaker. It's just once I'm passionate, I might have a few lines I'll say and stuff. If I'm passionate about something, it works out. Like here doing this show, it's fine. Because I'm not seeing the people who are watching. I'm just hanging out with you guys. So it makes it a little bit better. If it was like an audience, good luck. Well, Man-O-Rama is not doing a live show because the host is scared out of his P-wad mind. I'm in the back crying like, mommy.
Ghost is rocking in a corner and he's shooting peach pits.
That's why bourbon helps a little bit.
Yeah, give me a few and then you can come out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then it's like, okay.
I got one word for you, brother. Cardboardo. Tire box.
Done. But
a nice ruby port.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
But we're gonna get into the next segment, which is one of my favorites. Why? Because I know what's about to happen. These guys don't know. Pretty much, your guys are screwed if you guys get this wrong. Because Canadian Spider's not here, and good luck. So tip of the head is pretty much spot the training. We just go down the line, and you guys have to say if it's a chick or a dude, and that's all you have to do. And if you get it wrong, no judgment.
Much
lies. There will be judgment, and I will probably get at least one of them wrong.
Oh yes. So we're gonna go for the first one. I'm so glad I know these things because they're funny. Guys, here's the first one. Hey Tom, this is a chick or dude? And mind you, these guys do not know anything.
Can't see an Adam's apple. I'm gonna say chick.
All right.
Could be Rick. The way the angle's done, but.
What is it, Rick?
You know what? I even
Steve,
though it's long distance,
so you can get the Adam's apple shaved nowadays, though. Too some of the girls.
I was gonna say I'm never gonna have to find out for real, but I'm playing it safe. I think it's the angle. I'm going, dude.
Okay. What?
Steve, could you embiggen that a little bit?
What do you mean by embiggen?
Enlarge it.
Enlarge it, please.
Give it some Viagra.
Okay,
bro.
cool. Thank you.
Okay. Vincent.
Dude.
Okay. Ordy.
You know, the hairline makes me think it's a chick, but that's a dude.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The hairline thing. Yeah.
It's a dude.
Let
me zoom this one.
Oh, what the hell?
Tom, what do you think?
Okay,
That is
a dude.
That's a dude straight up. Yeah, that's a dude.
So you guys all agree it's a dude?
Yeah.
All right, it's a dude.
Yeah. There's no way it's not.
Rick.
Oh, damn it. This one might get me.
Ooh, tough call. Tough call.
I'm gonna say chick, but I'm probably wrong.
Okay, Tom.
Yeah, it looks like Scarlett Johansson at one point. It's like a younger version. I'm gonna say chick too.
All right,
Well, at least if I'm wrong, I'm not alone. Damn it.
Yeah.
Vincent.
It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a tough call, but knowing Steve, I'm gonna go with you because I don't fucking trust you.
This show is giving me such trust issues.
I told you guys this gets hard.
This-
Orty.
You know what? I was 99% chick until I saw that chin. That's a dude.
All right,
Interesting.
we'll go to the next one. I'll let you guys know soon.
Oh, you bastard.
Vincent.
Looks like Yasmin Bleeth.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, for all
Nice
you
call,
old
actually.
people.
Yeah.
For all you olds.
She
Yeah,
was hot too. Damn.
I feel seen.
yeah. I'm going with dude.
All right, Orty.
Steve, with you, I will always go
Dude.
with dude.
Dude.
It's a dude.
Rick.
Same thing, chin.
I think I may have already been fooled once, so I'm playing it safe and going dude on this one because
All right.
we all this.
Yeah, I'm gonna
sometimes
stick with
you
everybody.
find- sometimes you
Yeah.
find ones.
Tom,
Same.
who just said a few seconds ago, wow, that's hot.
No, I said Yasmin Bleeth was hot. I remember
Oh,
her. Like, yeah. No.
okay.
I'm gonna go dude too.
All right, so here,
Wait.
you guys want to know the answer to these?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, told you, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Nailed it.
Oh, is that just AI stuff doing that then?
Yeah.
No, that's not even real. Come on. Now you're
So I
just-
saw it online.
cheating though.
I saw it online. I was like,
And
yes.
Steve, you wonder why I don't trust you.
Yes,
Right.
they're not even real. If
Okay.
it's real, one thing.
This is my first time on your show, and you've officially given me trust issues because you didn't tell me AI was going to be a possibility, sir.
Yeah.
That's
I
cheating.
forgot about it until like a few hours ago.
Steve,
You know, you can show like
cheating.
Blair White. Now she's trans. She's a dude, but she's hot. I'm sorry.
I mean, I told you, and damn, I used to run security for the gay district for like 11 years. I'm usually pretty good at this game. You didn't tell me that some of it was AI. You
yeah, AI can make anything look
easy
like
bastard. AI can make
Hey,
anybody
hold
look
up,
like
hold
a
up,
chick.
hold up. Time
Yeah,
out, time out. I will say this. When I was sending out the "Don't be that guy" tweets and stuff, the images, because I did that all together while trying to find the whole senorita and stuff, it got mixed in together. And I sent Rick 2 of the first pictures, and I said, "Damn it, disregard everything that you just saw just now."
Yeah, and then he got my whole story about how I ran the security in the gay district for like 11 years, and we had our own version of this game called "Sometimes You Feel Like a Nut, Sometimes You Find One."
So I promise from here on out, I will not do AI. I just thought they were good. I was like, ooh.
Well,
This
AI
whole
can do
goddamn
anything.
contest is out of order.
So
Steve,
I will
Steve,
do my.
Truth. You can't handle the truth.
Steve,
David.
I love
Yes.
you like a brother, but
Yeah.
you're a
Of a
motherfucker.
dick.
You are.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Because here's the
I
thing,
call
Vincent.
Shenanigans.
Vincent, be honest.
Yes.
The first one, you did think it was a chick for just a split second.
For a split
Hey.
second, yes, I will be honest.
Hey, I
For a
can do
split
that,
second,
right?
but then I remembered this is Steve running the show here because Steve is obviously a bastard.
fun. I'm gonna make it interesting. You know what? One day I'm gonna do this segment, and it's gonna be all women. And you guys will be like, "It's a dude, it's a dude." And I'm like, "Those are all
This
female."
was like the Kobayashi Maru version of this thing. But still, that's some BS, bro.
Hey, you gotta be on your toes. Here's the other thing: if you guys want to challenge me, go for it. You
Well,
guys
now
are
that I
more
know-
than welcome
Now
to.
that I know
Okay,
AI is on
obviously-
the table, I'll challenge you all the time.
Well, no, you can't do AI. I just was like, okay, that's
Nope, you set the
Technically-
rule. You set the
Okay.
rule.
all right.
No, that genie.
What's
is
funny
out of
is
the
I can
bottle.
tell what an AI is and isn't. But
He says,
Well, you say that.
Jeff in the chat with a winning comment: Pavlov's chicks, because you don't know till you open the box.
No, Pavlov did the
Oh, I know.
saliva response.
I was
Yeah.
mixing metaphors, sir. Don't judge
Okay.
me.
You know, I'm surprised YouTube still keeps us
Schrodinger's
going with
chick.
this
Does it have
segment.
a dick or not?
Well, we'll get into the next question. I just like that one. I won't do the whole face app thing again. I just thought it was funny. You guys, some of the ones that I saw were pretty funny. They had Robert De Niro, Liam Neeson. It's downhill hilarious. Like just flat out like this is gold. But I might do it to Canadian Spider-Man next week. We'll see.
Yeah, we
You'd be
should
like,
just have a segment where Canadian Spider-Man does it alone, and we're just like, yeah, is it? Is
Yes.
it? Let's just egg him on. Only he will do the guessing.
Yes. I like that. We'll do that.
You got to do that. You got to change the chicken seniority thing. You got to do it in French Canadian and play the Canadian.
Is it
national
French
anthem
or
while you do it.
Canadian?
No, it's French Canadian because French Canadian's actually different than French.
Yeah. Well.
Yep.
What helped you with public speaking, Ordy?
College. I mean, that's my original major was in broadcasting. So, I mean, yeah, I had done a lot of like amateur like broadcasting, not like pump up, just like on mixtapes. I just kind of like pretend to be a DJ on them. And then, that helped a bit. And then in college, absolutely is in broadcasting.
Hey, this is Homer Simpson.
Vincent.
Sorry. What helped me with public speaking? Performing, basically. Doing plays, playing music, singing, doing all that stuff. It's like I said before, the more you do it, the better you get.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Tom.
Actually, first, can I ask Ordy a question for you?
Yeah.
Have you ever done broadcasting? You have the voice. It seems like you've done radio before. That's ironic. You said you wanted to do
that. Not really. I mean, college radio station I worked at, we didn't do broadcast. We didn't do live broadcasts. We'd just play music at night, and every now and then I'd just the station call letters. But thank you.
You had the voice for it. No, you had the voice for it. I always thought maybe you were a DJ. So yeah, that's what I was wondering.
You didn't announce the menu or anything like that.
No.
I used to that was my dream job because of WKRP. Funny enough, I actually did.
Yeah.
I didn't go to university, but that's where I met Mike. We both worked at the university radio station. I used to have a nighttime Friday night slot, and that was my dream job. And I wanted to do that for years. And that helped working there because it's just me in the booth by myself talking. Like I said, I was doing stuff just in front of people in elementary.
He wanted to be Les Nessman.
Yeah, oh God.
Chai Rodriguez.
Oh God, that's my. Nobody gets that when I say it.
Oh, really?
I got it.
That's a
I think I was the
classic.
only one, but I did get it.
Oh, yeah.
That was one of the greatest TV shows ever.
It
Seriously.
was, and like I said, that's the reason I wanted to. Johnny Fever, Venus Flytrap, I love those two, and just boom, I wanted to do that for career. But it was also, like I said, as when I wanted to get into pro wrestling, I would sit in front of a mirror, and I learned this from other people. Talk to yourself, cut the promos, learn, and then I did YouTube as the whatchamacallit, my 420 stuff for 8 years, and just I do stuff in public. I would sit in the park with people around me and just talk to the camera. Just to get comfortable talking in front of other people because they can hear me, and just like I said, just small things I would do, just kind of force myself on it. And was I still uncomfortable? Yeah. It's going past that comfort zone and still be willing to do it. So that's what you're going to do if you want to get in entertainment, especially,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rick.
For me, a lot of things have helped over the years. The first thing was just deciding to do it. Luckily, I found out my first ever podcast apparently isn't archived anymore. It was a show where me and a friend of mine were making fun of ourselves because I have a limp for reasons that have been discussed multiple times on my own shows, and then he also was born missing one of his hands. So we did this kind of a goofy, like cartoonish take on Hannity and Combs back in the day because I was the righty, he was the lefty. We called it Wobbles and Nubs Present My 2 Cents because those were both of our nicknames. And the first episode was so bad, we spent the entire second episode making fun of it because I was so nervous. I was talking 90 miles an hour, and he had one of the gamer headsets, and he was breathing into the microphone, so it literally sounded like Darth Vader. So my cousin, who was our producer at the time, anytime I started talking, he would just randomly throw up a clip of Speedy Gonzalez, and then every so often my cousin would mix in actual Darth Vader breathing because we spent the entire second show making fun of the first one. That's how bad it was.
Mm-hmm.
But part of it is just, you just have to decide if it's something you want to do, you figure out how to do it. And then you just have to learn. I mean, it's like I've told, because I train new people on the station all the time. You just have to learn that most of the time when that live light comes on, you're going to feel like you want to throw up in your shoes. It's never really going to go away. I've done it in markets where I've had 50,000 people listening to me. I've done it in markets where I've had 6 million people listening to me. It doesn't change. It can be 20 people. And still, once you know you're live, that feeling isn't going to go away. You just have to figure out what you're going to do with the feeling, because it's like I said earlier, nerves are nothing but energy that your body doesn't know what to do with yet. You have to give it an outlet. And this became my outlet because, trust me, one of these days I'll actually send you my first hour I ever did on a terrestrial station, and I was talking like Speedy Gonzalez again. I didn't realize it until I went back to listen to the tape, and I was like, damn it, I did it again. But it's because I was so damn nervous.
Actually, can I ask him a question quickly? Now, when you did that, do you find it harder to do it in front of a room of maybe 10, 20 people, or the millions? Do you find it, like, say if you're doing a live one, like in front of people, isn't it harder with maybe 10 to 20 people because you can actually see them individually, whereas you got a whole stadium of people?
It was at first, but I have to admit, because when I realized how nervous we were, we actually used to pre-record our shows for a while, but they fell really flat because the energy wasn't the same. So now for me, whether it's live broadcasting or whether it's me talking to a room, I can feed off the energy from the room, or I can feed off the energy from the chat, and it helps keep me going. Even, I mean, there's been times when I have had zero energy and had to do a show. And once I'm on the show, I mean, and Orty and I have talked about this before, you hear the intro music start, and all of a sudden it's like a game switch comes on, and you're like, okay, let's fucking go.
Yep, exactly.
It's just how it is. But I mean, part of it's because, I mean, one way or the other, I've been doing this stuff for a long time. It started as a Facebook page all the way back in 2009, because that's when my first company folded. My first company folded within months of Barack Obama being elected, because all of a sudden invoices stopped being paid. And even the factoring company that I was using eventually stopped extending me the credit on the invoices because they weren't getting paid. So I wound up taking a job I thought I was going to hate and spent most of the last 15 years doing this and also doing call center work, which killed my soul. But this was the way I saved it.
I'm with him on that one. Yeah, I did call center. It kills you.
To elaborate on Tom's question, the number of people you would think wouldn't make a difference. I mean, I've talked in front of hundreds of people, but I've also performed in front of 20 people. And I think the energy levels are different because you have that smaller number of people. They're naturally going to move closer to the stage. It's a more intimate experience. And you actually make eye contact, and there's an actual connection with people. When you have a large number of people, it's completely impersonal. You can do whatever, and you don't have that that intimacy that you would have with fewer people.
Yeah, it's for me, it was more of, I gotta read the question. So what helped me? Yeah, see, I blank out. What helped me is two things. One, when I'm at the lodge and I have to do things, and it's if I have to talk at the lodge, it helped me kind of overcome that because I'm with other guys and they're helping me. And also doing this show. I think what helps is once I go live, it's just pretty much a job for me. So it's just boom, I got this and this and this, and this is my time slots. And and I try not to think about who's watching me per se. It's who I'm talking with. It's just people like you guys, pretty much. That's what I'm doing. I'm not. It's easier for me to just talk to you guys. Think of like I got 5 or 6 guys I'm just talking to, and that's it. Cool. And then on the side, if I look over in the chat, I'm like, there's a lot of people watching right now, and then I have to separate that. It's more of just training. The more you do public speaking, the easier it gets. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer. It doesn't really get easier for me per se, but the more I do it, it trains me on how I should talk. When I talk slower, it's a lot easier. Like you guys see me where I just talk really quick sometimes and I just blur everything together. And Vincent Orti's like, what? And and sometimes when I kind of fudge up a little bit, I just make jokes out of it and kind of relieve the pressure a little bit to kind of like, ha ha ha, look at me. And but that it's a lot of training in that. It's a lot of repetition. Um, it's easier for me to do this, stream a show versus doing it with a live audience. With a live audience, it might be a little bit different. And that's where all my anxiety will kick in and be like, yeah. And then I'll just make a bunch of jokes and people are like, this guy is weird. I'm like, you're not wrong. But yeah, it's just I think it comes down to just a lot of practice. Just do it. If you screw up, who cares? Like that's one thing I think we all had to learn with at some point is like if we screw up, what's the worst that's gonna happen? They're gonna make fun of us. Cool. Okay. That's gonna last what? Maybe a few months to a year. You got it the rest of your life. Like as long as you don't like make that your core, like they made fun of me and all this stuff. Like who cares what people think? Guys are weird. Here's the other thing. It's the best way I can think of it is when a guy goes up to a girl, ask for like the first time, asking a girl out on a date, they're nervous out of their mind. It's the same thing with public speaking because you don't know what's going to happen. It's that expectation, like you don't know what to expect when you're doing it. So it's nerves. You're like, oh man, what if I screw up?
It's just like everybody else has described. You're nervous as fuck, and you're about to shit peach pits before it happens. But the moment it starts, it clicks, and then you start doing your thing. And
I had a friend.
They don't go away, but you get this. I really don't know how to. For me, it's like a boost of confidence. It's like,
Yeah.
hey, blah, 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 that kind of thing.
Like just like kick it off really good. I had a friend who he would speak at churches and do all these like men's stuff and men's conferences. He still deals with it. He just has anxiety all the time. I think he's just overly stressed with like 6 kids and a wife. Like he's a good dad.
He knows how that happens, right?
The what?
He knows how that happens, right? The 6 kids, I mean.
Well, yeah, he knows. I mean, but I went to see him speak one time. The first thing he says, he goes, man, I'm so nervous I can shit my pants. And people just laugh. And then the moment people laugh, it calms him down. Like
the nervous energy dissipates.
Yeah, and it's like I can pretty much say anything, screw up anything, they're gonna find it funny. Like for me, if I had to go speak in front of a bunch of people, I'm gonna make a joke at first to break the ice. So that way it gives me a chance to be like, hey, look, there's gonna be some words.
I'm Ranker Steve, and I'm gonna stick my dick in the mashed potatoes.
Yeah, hello, apple pie. Woohoo!
I knew it was gonna be that kind of party.
Vincent, you just gave me making blowtorch flashbacks. I'm just,
if I do speak, I'll be like, you guys know what a short bus is, right?
No, I drive the bitch.
But it's like, that's the thing. For me, I know I'm going to screw up a bunch of words. And that's the thing I struggle with a lot is just saying the right words, how to say things. And it sometimes is insecure for me. I'm being honest with you guys. And it's something I have to work on. So for me, I just use jokes. I play it off a little bit. Like I'll pluralize foots or something like that. I'm like, what? Or Wi-Fi? It's like, that's not plural. Like, it's singular. I'm like, you never know. In Ukraine, it's probably foots, feets, mooses, and mises. Like, stuff like that, just to break the iceberg, to make them think, oh, he's just messing with us. But really, I'm just struggling with how to pronounce things. So that's my nervousness, is like, man, if I screw up this word, just play it along. They're never going to know. I just gave out my entire secret. Just kidding.
You just dumped your purse all over the show.
I know. Bam! Tampons and tampads and
But
knees.
also not being afraid to fail, because like you said earlier,
Yeah.
falling on our face, failing, that's how you learn and you get better. And we're gonna fail. I've failed many a times, but I get back up and continue going. And so what? I don't care if they laugh at me. I just, and I laugh with them, and then just keep on going. It's uncomfortable as hell, but you just laugh with them. Okay, and just keep moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to the next one. Or you're like me, you forget who you asked to answer the questions. Sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. I think I'm doing good. See, I like to do jokes to break the iceberg. They work sometimes and they don't. 90% of the times they don't. But anyways, how can guys learn?
If you're having to break an iceberg, that's an awful hefty swing, my guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Let me just whip this out.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. I just saw a comment. I'm just waiting for you all to make Steve laugh when he's drinking something. That actually did happen on the Lego build. It happened on the Lego build. I shot out all the beer because of what I read in the comments. But how can guys learn? I forgot to put to overcome the nerves with public speaking. Rick.
I'm going to be honest. I don't really think you can necessarily overcome the nerves. You just have to realize that you need to do something with the nerves. Because again, nerves are nothing, like I said, it's energy. Your body doesn't know what to do with yet. It's anticipation. So it's one of those things where, and again, I've said this to people that I've trained over at KLRN. If the day ever comes on when that live light comes on and you're just like, it's probably time to stop doing it, because the nerves are important. The nerves are how you know that you really want to do this. So it's a combination of nerves and fear, and it's just like everything else in life. Are you going to let the fear stop you? Are you going to push past the fear? There's not a moment in life when you're trying something new that you're not afraid for a brief moment. The moment comes where you decide, is that fear going to make me turn around, or am I going to keep going in spite of the fear? That's in everything. That's what job interview.
Stealing my answers. Fucking answer thieves, the lot of you. Basically,
fear is the little death that brings total obliteration.
I will face my fear.
Swiper, no swiping.
Pass through me. Okay, never mind. Shut up, you.
Hashtag Dune quoting.
Anyway,
you can either let the fear stifle you and turn you into a shivering wreck, or you can let the fear propel you to levels of greatness you have never fucking experienced. Use your fear. Your fear is a weapon.
Yeah. Sometimes some people don't know that. Just use your fear. Yeah. Tom.
It's been said. I'm not going to say it's been stolen, but it has been said pretty much.
Y'all stealing answers here, huh?
Because
hey, how's it feel, Tom? I stole your fucking answer.
Damn it! But no, I mean, seriously, to go on what they said, it's part of it. You're going to get, in front of people, especially in a room of people. And it's a lot easier when you're doing it here with friends, people, easy. But when you're in front of people, you're going to have that fear. But it's harnessing it. I almost puked one time. I walked back to the stage, come back out. And then we had to do, we were doing improv at that time. And that's scary as hell, because you're like, you mess up, but, it's still improv, but that's just, it's still scary.
Improv is so much fucking fun, though.
Oh, gosh, I love it. I love it.
Oh, God, it is.
But it's great practice. Oh, my gosh. You want to just
improv.
Just doing it. And, I know the friends that still do it to this day. And I will actually been thinking about getting back into it again, just for having fun. But yeah,
it's also important to know when you're going out on stage. I mean, know what you're going to do. Know the material inside and out. Not improv, obviously, but scripted entertainment. Whether you're giving a lecture or whether you're, doing a Shakespeare soliloquy.
Oh, God.
Know it inside and out. Know it back and front. Keep doing it and doing it and doing it until it's like muscle memory. Once you keep doing it and doing it and doing it, you're going to do it without thought. And when you're at that level, then you go out on stage. That'll help you use your fear.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I want to say something. There is a difference, and Steve, you can actually back into stuff too. Being on a movie set, it's so much easier to memorize lines in a movie set because line you forget, you can go back and read it again. You're doing a live play, scripted. Oh, that's hard because
no. It's not as hard as you think because I forgot a line in doing Shakespeare. What was the play?
You were Juliet.
King John. No, and I forgot my line, and then I just said, "Crouch we here a while and lurk." And I actually got down on one knee because the fake rock that I was kneeling next to, somebody put a script there. So, yeah.
Nice.
It helped.
See, like even with actors on movie sets, they forget their lines.
Oh, yeah, I've seen it.
And it's
like, wait.
It happens all the time. It's pretty normal. Improv, I've done a few improvs, and I make it super awkward because it's great. That's where I can really make people feel uncomfortable. But because then they're like, "Is this guy
when he does the eyebrows and the winking and the lip licking?" Yeah, I know you bastard.
Like I remember I was on an improv and I don't even know what the situation was. It was just a guy. I think we were doing like Whose Line Is It Anyways? And there was a segment where you kind of take the personality tag team type thing, and this guy's all acting like he's flirting with the lady, and I busted in there on cue. I was like, "Why are you looking at my woman?" And the guy was all like, "What?" I was dead serious. This chick was so embarrassed because I had a chair with me too. I was gonna like start swinging at him. Yeah, the guy was like, "We don't do that." I was like, "Oh, it's improvised, right?"
Someone improvised breaking my foot off in his ass.
To me, it was funny. To them, they're like, "What is going on?" I was like, "Have fun, man." They're like, "What?"
What improv is about? It's having fun.
Yeah. Orty.
Yeah, hi, present. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Bonjour.
Yeah. What was the question?
The question is, how can guys learn to overcome the nerves with public speaking?
The fear.
I don't think they should. I really don't. The very first podcast I did was with Polita Bunny. It was on Fubar. Rick was a producer. And she just had me on to talk about Gamergate because I was kind of like in my wheelhouse at that time. The second show I actually did with Rick. And during the first commercial break, he's like, "Oh, by the way, this is going out terrestrially to like 4 million listeners over the weekend." And I had absolute shit in my pants moment. And then I actually, as Rick was talking about, everybody's talking about, I just turned to that energy, and I think that was a fantastic show. But every show, it's like Rick said earlier, every show we do together, I do with Vincent, do here when the music comes on, I am still nervous at that point because I care about doing a good job. The moment I'm not nervous anymore, I don't care what I'm doing. I'm just fucking phoning it in.
Mm-hmm.
So I it's because this is a passion project. All of them are passion projects for me. So I really, really do want to do a good job, even if I'm just beat dog tired and don't want to. I still, get those nerves. The music comes on and it's like, let's fucking go, send it. So,
yeah,
I think they actually should use that. It's like I said before, use that energy.
And you said something. You were spot on about something. You just play it off. I think, because you could be a musician, you could be like a public speaker or anything, like where you're talking to a bunch of people or doing a podcast like this, where if you screw up, the audience doesn't know. Just go along with it. Play along with it. Like they're never gonna know. Like technical difficulties in the background that can give you some nerves and give you frustration. They're never gonna know. Don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. Don't pause. Just go with it. And it's when I was playing the guitar for a while, like I would screw up when I was playing in the high school church worship band. I would screw up all the time, but I just played it off. I was like, hey, look at me, I'm on the band, like woohoo. And it's if you allow the fear to overcome it, then you're gonna mess up a lot. But if you can overcome it and use that fear to your advantage, man, you could do a lot of things. It's
I mean, I do 4 or 5 different podcasts over on KRN plus this one, but still, my biggest shit the pants moment is, and I know Vincent and Rick will back me up on this too, when we do our holiday show, because it's not that the expectations are so high. We kind of put that on ourselves, but we're still there to just have a drunken good time. But still, it's just, we've already crafted in our heads the voice we're going to use and how we're going to play it off. And it just still, that's still my absolute shit. You know, to borrow Vincent's phrase, shitting peach pits. Just,
dude, I will say that those are the things that absolutely, I mean, I have nerves no matter what show I do. Those I almost bugged out of one because I was, and the irony is, I think they kind of knew I was nervous about it because I missed the one in October because I was still trying to not have a nervous breakdown because of a divorce. But then, so the first one I did was on Christmas, and I think they gave me like a total of 15, 20 lines. And I think it's because they knew that I was like freaking the hell out about doing it in the first place. But not to take over the show, but just a bit of an aside. The funny thing about me coming back when I did and finding out that they had done these things is these type of live, like old school radio plays were things that I always wanted to do. And I never told anybody that I wanted to do them. And I came back and suddenly, because I was gone for almost a year because I was going through a divorce, almost had a mental breakdown. At one point, I actually nearly committed suicide over the entire mess. So pulling myself out of the mess and coming back to KLRN and realizing that they had done something that I had always wanted to do without me having to tell anybody that I always wanted to do it was an absolutely amazing moment. But the funny thing was their first one, it was planned to be just like what Amos said. It was just a bunch of guys and gals going to do a drunk live read. And then all of a sudden there were special effects being added and sound cues and all these things. And everybody absolutely loved it. I mean, there's always like one or two. They're like, you guys sound like a bunch of high school freshmen. I'm like, dude, we're doing this from thousands of miles apart, all together, all at once, can't see each other. And we're doing it for fun. So if you don't like it, you don't got to listen.
15 people on Skype. I mean,
Yes.
You can just imagine that. But yeah,
That's
it's yeah.
Especially with the technical limitations that Skype has. We were very lucky to get through a complete performance.
Well, the good news is now that we've changed how we do things. I mean, Jeff and I will probably have to daisy chain to get all 15 on if we do 15 again, because each one only holds up to 10, but we can make it work.
We'll figure it out. No, still my favorite. I mean, again, without taking over the show, is one of my favorite moments was like on War of the Worlds. We were all pretty fucking nervous because that was the first one we did, and I decided I was just going to try and crack Aggie Rican up. And so when my farmer Wilmoth, I just did a whole bunch of background stuff that wasn't even in the script, like my turnips and shit from the back of the room. And it was kind of funny because when I started doing that, everybody's energy just kind of went, oh, we're not, we get to fuck around in this. Okay. And it was
I remember that because they had that line about Phoenixville, and I'm like, I can see my house from here.
So but yeah, that's still, I mean, I get absolutely shit my pants nervous right before we, because I live read the first commercial break on that too, and still just every time shit my pants.
I love your Farmer Wilmoth voice, by the way.
That sounds fun. That's one of my all-time favorites. The War of the Worlds original. Oh god, that would be awesome nowadays.
Yes. Well, we're on to the next segment. Vincent,
Sir.
You ready?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's your time to shine. That's right, people.
Jesus. Yes.
We've made it into a fun entertainment of yes.
And this came about because Steve likes putting me on the spot for one thing. And also he wants to see
It changes the mood.
it changes the mood, and he wants to see if I can find something that's actually relevant to the subject matter of the show. And I'm going to tell Steve that no matter what subject he comes up with, I can probably find a quote or a passage or a soliloquy for it. But tonight's selection, obviously, talking about public speaking, has to be the funeral oration from Julius Caesar, which is in Act 3, Scene 2. And I'm not going to do the entire thing because it would take me about 15-20 minutes to do it, but I will do it right before he reads off the legacy that Caesar left to the citizens of Rome, which was a lot of money, and which he knew would drive the people into a frenzy because, he was good enough to give us all this money, so we're going to find the guys who killed him and kill them. So, I am no orator, as Brutus is, but as you know me all, a plain, blunt man that loved my friend, and they that know full well that gave me public leave to speak of them, for I have neither wit, nor words, nor worth, action, nor utterance, nor the power of speech to stir men's blood. I only speak right on. I tell you that which you yourselves do know. Show you sweet Caesar's wounds, poor, poor dumb mouths, and bid them speak for me. But were I Brutus, and Brutus Antony, there were an Antony would ruffle up your spirits and put a tongue in every wound of Caesar that should move the stones of Rome to rise and mutiny. And cut.
And scene.
So hostile.
Well, yeah, he was. His friend just got killed. He
Hmm.
has to be. He's driving. He's driving 1 million citizens who are standing around and listening to him. He's making them riot. He is the BLM of the Roman Republic. They're about to burn everything down because of what he just said.
See here, and thank you for actually doing this segment, because here's the thing: it's being men. It's not all about like getting your hands dirty, cooking, doing wilderness things, doing cool shit. Like Shakespeare's pretty balls to the wall is insane, and there's some pretty cool stuff in there. So I like it where it's just like it changes a little bit on that. So I thank Vincent for stepping into doing that. I just like Shakespeare stuff. It's cool.
Okay.
So
I
there's
think he
another
does Shakespeare.
parallel.
You should hear him do Dickens.
So there's another interesting parallel about that.
That's.
I'm not
one
kidding.
thing that I wanted to. No, go ahead, Ordy.
No. I was saying, if you like the way he does Shakespeare, you should hear the way he does Dickens because he was the narrator on. Yeah.
Yeah,
We might bring in some Dickinsons.
But it's something that Vincent Price said, with regards to what you just said about being men and all that shit. And he said, a man that limits his interests limits his life.
See, I knew.
See, there you go, being all deep and shit. What the hell?
He was a legend. He was one of the legends.
So just to bring the show back down, there is another parallel between him doing Shakespeare and the Night Show. With Shakespeare, you never had to wonder if it was a dude. Just saying.
This is true.
Canadian Spider-Man, did you hear that? We found something you can figure out if it's a dude or not.
Yes.
Canadian Spider-Man is like, well, how do you know? See, even though you're not on Canadian Spider-Man, I'll still bust your balls. No, I love you, man. You're cool. We're at the segment where we do something really cool, and it is this.
Twitter.
The whip. I thank ARC for making that, but the whip is so hilarious that every time it goes, all I can think of is going, "Woohoo."
All I can think of is the Blues Brothers singing Rawhide.
So we go around the channel, and we bring up. We used to actually do it out of a hat, but then we changed it up because we ran out of names. This is where we go around the table and we pick someone who's we know personally, or it could be a celebrity, it could be whoever that has inspired us to be a better man. Because society sucks at this. They flat out do, because they don't like men. They think men are toxic masculinity when really it's just toxic femininity. that they're spewing out, and we're all the masculine men are like, "What are you talking about? At least we can drive."
At least we can parallel park.
Oh God.
At least I can not hit a curb.
Right.
At least I can make a sandwich. But anyways,
Flavorful and not dry.
Much like your mom.
Zing!
and Ordy.
Yeah, hi. Okay. I'm just because I've been keeping with the theme of the show
Right?
lately.
That's all in my head right now.
Right. I'm going with Edward R. Murrow because that would take. I mean, he was one of the first like war correspondents, real war correspondents, and just getting over the fear of public speaking during the Blitz while you're getting bombed, and reporting back live. I got to tip my hat to Edward R. Murrow because that's one of the best public speakers I ever heard.
Wow. Tom.
Actually, somebody mentioned it earlier. I'm going to bring him up because I've listened to that radio broadcast so many years. That being a person that wanted to get in radio is the Orson Welles. Just that I'm just going to bring up him just because the man was a genius. But when he did the War of the Worlds, and the fact that people were paranoid, people were scared, and the way he spoke, the way he presented it, and the way he just I listen to it once a year, every year. Because that inspired me to want to get. That's another thing. Like I said, it was WKRP, that, and a few other things that I wanted to work in radio. Hence why I'm doing podcasting now. And the fact that before television, before that, he had people generally paranoid the way he could tell the story and had them believing it. People were freaking out. It's an amazing to just think that he could do that, and it's just, and it's still a brilliant piece of art in my opinion. And the man was a genius, and just so good at what he did, and a great speaking voice as well, and to tie in with what we're talking about, and the way he presented it on the radio was so amazing and just so believable. Again, people were scared, paranoid, and calling in the radio station, what's going on, and and it's like, just wow, it was art, and it's not done quite that day because we're skeptical of everything now, but just then it was just, wow, it's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
That's cool.
John, I'll send you our production in the show chat.
Huh?
Wait, what?
A War of the Worlds.
Oh,
Love it.
I was very confused for a second.
I would like to thank.
welcome to my state of being, sir.
Yeah, I would like to thank Philip Morris for Big Tobacco. No,
For giving me my dulcet tones.
yes, for giving me that Brenda Vaccaro voice.
And the ass whippings I got from my dad 14 times for stealing his smokes.
Actually, who I would like to thank, and they're both here right now, is Rick and Orty for propelling me into the world of podcasting, for me actually getting off my ass and doing my own podcast, which I just recently started. And I'm having a blast doing it, and apparently people are having a blast listening to it. And thank you both from the bottom of my heart, truly.
Absolutely.
Nice.
You're a natural.
Off a Klimt over here. But how could we not get you to do a podcast with a voice like that? Come on, man.
Right?
Dude, you guys are saying, oh, your voice. Nobody likes the sound of their own voice. Me, I'm like, I want to rip out my vocal cords. But apparently it works. So
again,
Vincent should do
a
what is it called? A lesbian poetry night or whatever it is? Vagina-logue.
Oh, the vagina monologues? Yeah.
Vagina monologue.
Yes.
I'll read it for you one night.
One of those. Film yourself doing it.
No. What I should do is back in the 90s,
Next
Madonna
on the
got that
Vincent
book,
Charles
and
Experience.
Saturday Night Live did a skit. Phil Hartman was doing Charlton Heston, and he was narrating Madonna's book, and you can see it on YouTube. It's fucking amazing. He's like, my vagina.
Well, the better part of that skit too was Danny DeVito describing the pictures.
Oh my god, that was amazing. Oh god, Phil, we miss you. We miss you so much.
But Rick, Is there anyone that you want to give a tip to the hat to?
Kind of sticking with the theme, I would like to give a hat tip to Rodney Dangerfield for teaching me my ad lib style, because I am big on self-deprecating humor. It's always been my thing, and anytime I have ever done stand-up, that's usually how I start, and then people start trying to roast me, and then I own them, and then it's fun.
It's the best, man. That's awesome. For me,
That moment you own them, you become emotionally erect. It's amazing.
oh man, when you own a heckler, especially when you do stand up, it is the most glorious thing ever. It's awesome. For me, dang, I can't.
He's putting himself on the spot.
I know. Usually I have someone that pops in my head. I can't think of one right now. No, there is one. See, that's the problem. When you're host, you're doing all these different random things. And you're like blah 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 blah. I will say Mel Gibson. And I actually got to meet him in an elevator. I know that sounds really creepy. Yeah. But I got to meet it, like be an elevator from the first flight all the way to the last floor, and talking to him, and him he asked more questions about what I do and what I'm doing in film and all this stuff. And it was really cool to engage in someone who's been like literally persecuted and just blacklisted, hated, all these things, and then come out on top. Still to this day is like a very likable guy. It's what I got out of just meeting him was the sense of being a man. We shouldn't allow people who attack us or go after us. We shouldn't let it get to us, because the moment we read those comments or whatever it is that we get into it, we're sucked into that world, and then there's no getting back, because now we're just engaging into people just wanting to hate on us. And seeing how Mel Gibson presents himself publicly, it shows that nothing can really, there's no kink in his armor. And it showed, like, you know what, if men were like that, where they're just not affected by every single little thing going after us, man, life is a little bit easier. So it's, for me, I just learned, don't let the trolls get to you. Don't just, if you're on a mission, go for it and do it. And it was pretty cool.
They hate us because they ain't us.
I know, right?
Yep.
Dude, I say it all the time on my shows. Hate clicks are the best clicks.
And they are.
Just because we are
all
all the time, and this way I can break the roasting rule. Sir, it's chink, not kink. A kink in your armor is a totally different thing. Just sorry.
Don't kink shame me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that is the show tonight. I want to thank you guys very much. I know John, he's had some technical issues and he wasn't able to get on, but he feels really bad, and he says hey to everyone. Rick, thank you for being on here. We'd love to have you on more episodes.
Sure.
Next week we're going to talk about keyboard warriors. Pretty much the tough guys behind the phone, email, a fax, a pager, whatever it is, whatever technology, whatever.
So you're
armor.
Yeah.
So
The
you're
basement,
saying
basement dwellers.
You're saying you extended an invite to the Lincoln Project. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, those guys. And pretty much talking about what it is, the difference between a tough guy behind their wall versus a tough guy when you meet him in person, kind of thing. And that's an episode that's been in the works, and it's gonna be fun. Not sure if there's gonna be a Lego build this weekend. Maybe. If it is, it'll probably be on a Saturday. We'll find out. I am in the works of doing a conspiracy theory night on Man-O-Rama. Yes. That's
Crossing the stream.
I was just gonna say, you're getting into our wheelhouse here, there, Steve.
I know, right? It's gonna be fun. Which Titanic? No. And then I'm thinking about doing a Q&A. People in the chat asks us a question in the panel.
Ooh.
Question, and then we just answer
That'd
it
be
because
fun.
there was a good Diego actually asked some really good questions, and I was
Yeah,
like,
do
man,
that. Do it. Ask me
And-
anything.
Yeah, do an
Oh.
AMA for the panel.
Exactly.
yeah. So I'm thinking about doing that soon. Probably in October we'll have a little fun. Usually October's I want to have it more of a fun month. Then it gives
Dude,
me a
that
break
should
from planning.
doing that should be your 100th show. The
Yeah.
AMA episode.
Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
All right. Wow, 100th episode. All right. Hopefully we get it through next year to get to 100 episodes. It's only taken us 2 years. But I want to thank everyone in the chat, all the new people in the chat. You guys are awesome. There's different ways you can support this channel. Like, subscribe, let people know. On Rumble, you can actually do a monthly subscription. That way it actually helps fund me to do more things. I'm trying to save up a lot so where I can do some really cool stuff in the future. So it takes time to do all these things, but I just want to thank everyone who's on the panel: Rick, John, Orty, Vincent, Tom. Yeah, you guys are fun. I had a
John
lot
Roy.
of fun.
Ooh.
Yeah. I will see you guys next week as we talk about the keyboard warriors. It's going to be so much fun. Yes. On that note, I do need to do this at the end of every night. We do a send off, and I keep forgetting to do this, but we're going to do it here. If I find it, here it is.
And we say bye-bye.
Bye bye, everybody.